This feels like a bit of a dick move, this. This is one of the fastest bosses in the game. It is swapping between movesets that I can't really learn at the moment until I see them. And they've put it behind a stupid, awkward run back that's not the worst you've ever seen. What is this? Allows you to ready Flaming Heron Feathers. When used, it inflicts fire damage and major ki damage on your enemy. If the enemy's ki is depleted, it will inflict major fire damage instead. Where did these come from exactly? Flaming, water, and lightning. Can we try one of these? I don't no idea, guys. This has been a long playthrough and a fucking confusing one at that. I didn't even know I had... I tell a lie. I remember something popping up and saying, you know you have access to blah 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 blah. But I didn't really know what it meant. You know? Yeah, this run back is better now, but it's still a run back and it's still enough to make me annoyed. Also buff before the door. Not helping though, is it? This thing is kind of insane. What's happening right now, game? It takes that long to load this? Instance the fucking level, guy! Ooh, that's really slow. He wasn't standing around for that one, was he? Thank you. Interesting. That hit me! Huh. That was a pretty good roll, too. In most games, that would have been enough. Back away, you fucking bitch! Back away. I'm never gonna hit this guy with whatever this is, unless he's stunned, and I've seen nothing that's given me any faith that this guy's gonna be very stunned for very long. He just spams dodge, it's stupid. There's no reason to even spam dodge. That's a nice bait. This is something. I can't even get mad because it's not exactly good or bad, it's just awkward, you know. And it loads! Fuck me, dude! This is not what you want! How hard is it to fucking load this zone? I'm taking this shit off too. If we could hit the brute guy with it, it'd be sick, but I've seen the brute guy once. Dude, look at this! Look how bad this is! Just make a fucking checkpoint, you cunt! You're awful at this! I'm so done with fucking running back. Oh, I found something then. I got an input drop. I'm dead. Hey, let me out. Okay. I need to be careful though. We might be able to use his aggression to our advantage here. When he dashes towards you, you can move around his left-hand side and get behind whatever he does. We might be able to use that because he doesn't attack immediately. Problem is, we need to know what he does then, and then we need to know this. This is fucking ridiculous. This load time is garbage. Garbage load time on a garbage run back when your previous level was perfect. Fuck you, Team Ninja. Fuck you and everyone who designed this shit. You're awful. You're all awful. Consistently fucking awful at this. Look how long this black screen is. Are you fucking kidding me? What's he doing? Such a bitch. Oh wow, the tracking on that's really good. I need to stop that. Nice. Yeah, this is really, really unfair to have all of these modifiers. Shit run back, shit load times, shit retry times on a boss that is this capable. Look at this. Look at what I'm waiting through. I ain't waited this long on a fucking menu since I played on console. This is why I don't play on console, because the fucking systems can't even run the games. Right, let's try Ippon Datara, see what he does. If he pancakes this guy, I'll be so fucking happy. He's not gonna though. I'm gonna put down a load of Cosby kits. Work on the new strat. That was not a lot of damage for what we just had to do to get it. What was I gonna do? I've already forgot. Ippon Datara, right? Here you go. Okay, he gets his key back really well. Do you think he gives you a lot of anima? Do you think anima's like the thing you should be doing here? It's too slow. I need to get the timing for that. There we go, we got... What? He went to dark time but he didn't change. Go on, monkey. Wait, put that fire on him. He did! Dude, he put the fire on him! This is annoying as fuck, this phase. This should not be able to do this with the dodging. It's so obnoxious. He doesn't even count. He doesn't even do anything. What is this? What is this? I don't fucking know. Oh, look at that! Look at that! It gave me anima. That's cool. That's a fucking bitch. I hate this. This is the worst. I cannot stand bosses that run away. And I know I run away. Irony, hypocrisy, say what you want, but I run away for a good reason because I'm fucking squishy. These bosses, wow, are not squishy. What if I can hit that back and do something good there? Here we go. This is the guy I want. It missed him! What the fuck was that? What's the fucking point? God, you can't do ult in this game. It's just fucking dumb. 72 damage. They're coming off. I was hoping that that would be like 9,000 majillion damage, but... can't dodge that very well. Probably try to hit it back, maybe. I missed. One opportunity of damage and I fucked it up. I honestly don't know what to do with those looping swings. I've not fought enough Revenants that did it, you know? I'm kind of at a loss here. The blue guy I kind of get, but I don't get because I've not seen everything he's got and he's kind of bitchy. I'd prefer him to be constant on me, relentless, than run away like he does because it just bores the living shit out of me. Thanks, that's perfect timing. Guy's a savant. That's Nioh for you guys. What a great run back. Couldn't have been at the door, could it? Couldn't have been shrine door, or even better, just in the room. In the room that takes so long to load. Couldn't have just been there, could it, game? No. Bridges, fall hazards, fucking projectile hazards. Suck my fucking colon. And I still don't really know what the fuck I'm gonna do for damage here because this thing's got life. This thing's got real fucking life too. That was lucky. E damage was good though. E damage was great. Come here, you cunt. Come on, monkey game. Love you, monkey. Monkey's beautiful. Yeah, I think this phase is the most transparent now. We kick the fuck out of it. We break its key. Ouch. But he seems weak on the key side. Maybe he's just weak on the key side full stop, which would be nice. I kind of wish this guy had the Raiden HP pool. Because Raiden's life was really good. He was fast, he was mobile, he was dangerous, but he took damage, and I could do big damage to him. This guy would be great if he was a bit less spongy. Just because he's so fast and capable, and he kills you instantly with almost everything. It'd be really nice if, you know, when you hit him, it took a big old chunk off, as it fucking should, you know. That would have been nice if I could have hit that, but fuck off. That did a lot of key damage. And then I had no key myself. This has to be the final boss, right? This guy's too capable. He's got like everything. He's swapping between a bunch of shit that we do. He's got lots of HP. He's got really short punish windows. He does something I've never seen a boss do in Nioh as well. He doesn't attack. The idea of a boss just backing away and not even throwing anything out, like a range thing to pull you closer. I don't get that. This is the boss that Phil kills in one attempt because Phil's the best player in the world, right? Ah, not quite. If I can avoid it, wow, I just took that. I don't know how though. That was an input read. So was that. I need to find a way to speed this up, man. We need to get to the other phases and learn how to punish those. And try and get something consistent, because this ain't it, Chief. This ain't it. That was really nice. That was ludicrous amounts of damage just then. And he's all pissed off too. Good. Fucking mongoloid. Damn. There we go. Bring up. Red pie down. Look at this guy. He stood in it too. Not enough though. Ooh. You know what I'd really like? Oh, the frames were back there. I'd really like to know... What the fuck hit me then? You scrub? That's a bitch. At least he's aggressive though. You can say what you want. He actually swings. This guy's just garbage. This is a fucking pussy, if ever I saw one, like a huge pussy. This one, scary how much he attacks. Like, he's all over you, look at him. He's not fucking about. Problem is, I don't know what to do. I have two versions as well. Come on. I love how the monkey gets involved, that's such a good touch. If he could do, like, all his HP, I'm nearly dead. Yeah, I'm dead. Wow, the stun from the first move led to the stun to the second move. But this is all just timing, you know? If I had my timing on them moves and I was reacting accordingly, I can stop them and hopefully get some good damage. I feel like hitting him in the back with that buff just then was the closest thing we've got to a bit of a speed boost. I'm also trying to think of what to do with that phantom. That phantom phase is just throws... Look at that syncopated nonsense. It's like perfect. As soon as I line up for him, dead. That was really awkward. This is the problem with something that moves so fast with lock-on that works the way it works in these games. He boosted past me then, I was running past him, I did like a fucking 9 U-turns, 9 spins, and next thing I know I'm in the front of him and getting attacked. I'd really like to beat this boss very soon, but I'm not gonna, because it's too difficult. That's near guaranteed, that. Near guaranteed opening move. Oh wow, that's painful, that one. My damage is closer to 1,000 damage when I have the spirit. I'm certain of that. I always look at that and think, 600, that's low. But once you've got the spirit... Oh, there it was. I hate that so much, dude. Why would they design that? It's so fucking cancer. You don't need to give this boss any more reasons for me to not want to beat him. But you're doing a fucking great job, guys. Great teamwork. Bitch. Have this. Slag. Okay. Go on, monkey, get him! Get him! Oh, I didn't fire him then. That's our buff time. Now we're into interesting. There's an opening. Oh! Dude, I don't know what is going on with the spears, but they come out of nowhere! I mean, them ones come out of the front of it. Wow, look how many there are. I feel like that this creature's weakness is up close, that thing just then. Phantom's moves, if you can get on him at the start of them and get behind him, there's not really much you can do, hopefully. Unless till he does something fucking stupid. The brute guy, I ain't a clue. But Phantom, just run towards him and pray. It's the same thing I'm doing with this guy though, isn't it? Run towards him and pray. Maybe he'll get lucky and he'll do something suitable and aggressive and useful. Oh, that'll happen. Where he jumps in the sky and the lock-on is so fucked up, you run under it. There's a reason why certain animations in Souls games are so floaty. To avoid moments like that. And those moments like that can still happen. A good example would be Gale when Gale jumps. When Gale jumps, he has a really deliberate high jump. So that you don't fucking accidentally go and under it. And you can still do that and land on it because that's just the nature of the game, isn't it? But you don't have to because the game takes every liberty to give you enough time to see it and space it. Like, look at that. I'm running towards him. He teleports, my character fucking does whatever it does, and then he's immediately in front of me and coming down and killing me. All I'm trying to do is run around his left-hand side and get behind him. Like, where's his super massive telegraphed stuff? Is that it? Is that the extent of what we've got to play with? I mean, that's pretty telegraphed. Oh, I was behind him as well then. That's kind of sexy. He's not much keyed, is he? Look, he's an input reading garbage player. Look at him! If I don't press a fucking button, he won't do all. He's 1000% a counter hitter. And it's computer counter hits, which means they're fucking flawless. Unbeatable. God, that's really garbage. And I need to stop trying to dodge that when I've got enough to not do that. Yeah, I shouldn't be going away from that, I don't need to. Ow. That's the wrong move I want to be punishing. At least he's being aggressive. That is really dangerous. That's the most dangerous move he has, that for me. The 2 hits into the thrust. The thrusting tracking is unbelievable. You've rolled behind him and he tracks into you and hits you with that move. Problem is, I can't tell the starters. I can't tell what's different. I'm sat here tapping a button like this game's going to load faster. And we both know it's not gonna. We'll have a level where it's so difficult to load, and then you come up against a boss, and you sit there watching a fucking black screen because we made such an intensive level at the end with a ridiculous boss. Fucking GG, guys. 10 out of 10. Fantastic. We'll definitely play again. Have that. I nearly ran into it again because the fucking wiggliness of this nonsense camera. There it is. Look at it. It reminds me of Otani from the first game. He had tracking like that, where he just fucking zoom fists you. You know the best thing about this? Get to 50%, the pattern's going to change anyway. I'm literally getting fucked by a pattern that's going to change at 50% regardless. Ow. I love how I've got enough stun on that for me to just eat whatever comes next. It stuns you so much, just one hit. Nice. That was cool. It does no damage, does it? But it does key damage. Is that what we have to be content with, I guess? That was really goofy. That is the most broken fight in this game. I can't even begin to tell you why. Just know that he's not very fair, that guy. I finally got my stronger weapon, boys. But I don't think it was worth what it took. But however, I could write a dissertation on that fight because I've now done it more than anything else in this game. Good luck, Glass. Good luck, Fairy. Fuck me, you're gonna need it. And now for the true final boss. This guy. Oh, is that your dad? These your ancestors? I don't even know. I'm so shell-shocked from getting cheesed. Oh wow. Hideyoshi. I'd love to be grateful, but he actually ruins my setups in that fight. The monkey can steal your crits on paralysis, and it does 158 damage, as opposed to 5k.
But isn't Hideyoshi a traitor?
Ooh, Geralt. Here we go. Oh, I like how this is starting.
Looks like you're off the mark.
Tokichiro, 人に戻ったのね。
ああ、すっかり。長い間面倒かけたな。
Are we just gonna blame the Amrita and Raiden's spirit? Jesus Christ, has Geralt been using human growth hormones? Do you see how thick his skull was? Meanwhile, at the Super Best Friends Club... Hattori Hanzo. Who's that? Oh wow, he has blue eyes. It's your son, your heir. Two men can't have a baby. Come on, game. It's not that progressive. Or can they? It is magic. Naniwa. I don't get this girl. She's some kind of demon, right? She doesn't age. She's tiny and ridiculously strong, yet horrible at executing revenants when they need to be grappled. If you're wondering why I'm wearing that armor, it gave me backstab damage, and if I could get behind the final boss and Reaper or do various moves, it was squeezing extra damage that I needed. And that's the sound of the credits. There we go. Very loud too. So I'll drop that music a little bit for you there, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll express some feelings I have against this game. Nioh 2, should you buy it? Yes. Especially if you like Nioh 1. It is more Nioh. It is incredibly similar, it's incredibly familiar, but there are some new things. On a surface level, on a casual level, and a cosmetic level, the new additions are a welcome feature. You have the soul cores, you have the burst counter, you have... gotta catch 'em all. Those mechanics are very surface level, interesting and fun and useful. However, this game has a serious problem for experienced Nioh players. Especially serious for people who do challenge runs and for people who understand the mechanics. to a level that's slightly higher than an average player. Because this game has been designed from the ground up to punish people who were good, knowledgeable, and mechanically experienced in Nioh 1. Every single thing about it has been tweaked in a subtle way to get you in a position of disadvantage from a previous position of advantage. Lots of windows that you could do crazy setups and crazy punishes in this game now have some convenient mechanic that exists to try to stop you from doing it, to dissuade it, to iframe through it, to dodge it. There are a whole host of annoying features that are only going to annoy the top 1% of players, because everybody else is just not going to really understand what it's doing there and what it's stopping. And that to most people is not going to be a problem at all. But to somebody like myself, I find Nioh 2 to be an inferior game to Nioh 1. Because mechanically, when you get right deep down into it, it's not as fun. Nowhere near as fun, because they've taken the fun away by putting in those technologies that essentially punish a player that is as experienced as I am at exploiting the systems. And usually I would be happy because I'd have to find a new exploit and a new path around, but they've literally taken just a fine-tooth and comb to make the most ugly, awkward, like nonsensical moments that lead to these horrible setups. The first one, just to give you an example, I'm not going to talk about many of them because there's too many, but the big one for me is, in the previous game, when you broke the enemy's key, you could wail on them and interrupt their attacks, and you could keep them in a really, really bad position of disadvantage, and then if you did enough damage and you hit a threshold, you would crumple them and grapple them, and then after they'd recover and they would, get their key back, and then they'd fight as normally. In this game, that system works slightly differently, and now there are abilities that the computer gets where you can spend a good 2.5 minutes breaking their key, and then they'll invincibly backdash out of your setup afterwards to keep them pinned like you would have in Nioh 1. Their backdash will have way more range than you anticipate, you won't have the key to chase them down, and before you've recovered key to run forward and chase them down, they've transitioned to the dark zone and completely filled their key bar. Or even worse, their key bar's empty, and then they just did a move and hit through you because you had no key left, so you couldn't even defend yourself. And the whole game is like this. The game will ignore key break thresholds, it will ignore grapple thresholds, because it took me the whole game to realise when you break a key bar, there's then that red border that crushes as well, and when you get that red border down to 0, that's when they crumple and you can grapple them and do some sexy setups. Well, the final boss ignores the threshold. If they have the command to go into the Dark Realm, they can completely supersede all the 2 bars worth of key crushing you've done to completely put them at a disadvantage and eradicate all the work you've done. And as I mentioned, guys, if you play this at a casual level, you're not breaking key, you're not breaking both bars and then have a massive setup to try and do maximum damage, because by the time you've broke both key bars, you've killed the boss 5 times. You've killed the boss in one combo because you've got really cool stuff that you enjoy and all your spells and everything you've spec'd into, You don't see these glaring holes until you turn down your damage. And then that leads me to another area of the game that I fucking hate, and that's level 1. Level 1 in Nioh was graceful. I felt it was the best way to play the game. Level 1, new game, none of that other stuff, in my opinion, is the best way to experience Nioh. If you've never done it, I recommend it. In this game, you're so gimped. Your damage is gimped. None of the damage tools that are allowed are able for you to have access to them, and even when you do, they don't make a big enough difference. Then, when you do start fighting an enemy, even if you know exactly how to blacksmith, exactly how to soul match, exactly how to temper, exactly how to grind revenants to get better gear, even if you're ahead of the curve by 50 levels on your weapon, you still do chip damage to bosses that have way too much HP. Way too much HP and no weak point. It's just madness to me. I've beaten Nioh 1 at soul level 1 with every single weapon in the game. I've beaten Nioh 1, at level 1 with the bare fists. I've done that. Bare fists, level 1. It's on YouTube. I made a whole video series about it. It was overpowered as fuck. I had way more fun doing that than I did this because I had access to damage and I used my knowledge to get it. And I used my skill to compound the knowledge into damage on the boss, and I wrecked the game. Some bits were really hard, but but I did that. I got to level 1, I beat the game on Way of the Nioh. Way of the Normal, Way of the Strong, Way of the Wise, Way of the fucking Jesuits, Way of the Nioh. Everything was 400 to 500 levels higher than me, and I beat it. And it was easier than what I had to do in this game. Just because of the shit they've added to make you worse. And all of this exists in a game where the Sloth Talisman slows enemies down so that they're a joke, and the Kunai builds at the moment can kill things in one fucking shuriken. It boggles my goddamn mind. They've done everything they can to make this game a pain in the ass. And it's going to bug everybody, but it's going to bug the people who play it at a higher level than most, because they're going to see what you could do and what you would be able to do if you weren't always getting fucked in the ass. And that's the biggest problem. I'm not even going to mention that I got to floor 1000 in the Abyss at level 1 with some help from my community, and did all the bosses on those extra floors, where they were double bosses, because there's no point mentioning that. My skill level doesn't matter, because the game reads my inputs. Because the game has perfect fucking dodges that are invincible. Because the game does everything it can to beat you in an inhuman Ninja Gaiden kind of way. Nioh 1 was kind of cheap because it was imitating Soul's design. Nioh 2 is filthy cheap because it's imitating Ninja Gaiden garbage in a Souls wrapper. And at this point, they're literally designing it to piss off the people who are already very experienced. It's the same thing that happened in Dark Souls 3. Everything was designed to punish people who knew the system. And to me, casually, this game is amazing. You can put tons of time into it, have a ton of fun, but on a hardcore mechanical level, this game's a fucking mess. And I can't wait to see what they do with patches, because I'm just gobsmacked about some of the shit that's in this. And every good player I know is saying the same thing. It's something else, ladies and gentlemen. There we go, in the eye of the beholder. We need to set out and prevent the seeds of war being sown. Let's get going, Hiddy. So I'm assuming this is post-game stuff. I got the divine weapon, and I got the boss's core. Everybody tells me that this is insane. Is it the sword rain? It is the sword rain. Fun fact, if you're far away when he does that move, you can run all the way behind him and then hit him for tons of damage. However, if he starts that move and you're too close, it will track and then rain onto him and kill you instantly. Piece of advice there. So that's only level 146 too, and it costs 11 to attune it and 10 to do. That's a full bar to use that move. Interesting. The following options have been unlocked within the HUT menu. Builds. Cool. Level syncs can now be applied to all the Dream of the Samurai missions. I don't know what that means. The Dream of the Strong has been unlocked, New Game Plus. Cool. Right, I don't want to do this, thanks. Can we, fuck off? Right. Can we go back? Thank you. I want to show you my build, I want to show you my save file, guys, because this is the end of the playthrough. I'm not doing anything else because that final boss has annoyed me for 2 days now, and I want to play Doom and I want to play Resident Evil. And I'm going to come back to this game at another time. I'm going to stream a lot of this game, but it's going to be casual as fuck because I want to get my fucking life back. This has been exhausting in so many ways. It's been a goddamn emotional roller coaster. That's level 117. We've just done 114, which means the limit on our weapon should be better. But I'll show you my gear, guys, and I'll show you my stats. So, I've been experimenting with weapons, because this boss was beating me up a lot. I ended up coming back with a purity weapon on my sword, because my sword is really good, but it was actually easier to knee with the Kusa than it was to do the kicks with the sword, because it was too slow. Look at that weapon, though. Kick damage on the key. Mid-attack key consumption, which is where my kicks are, melee damage versus yokai, he's a yokai, and then purity, which that boss is weak to. That weapon is like the ultimate against him, and then I've put extra key damage, that move on relative skill, on kicks in mid-stance for the sword for that purpose. And then my Kusa is another purity one that fell from a Revenant. It's got purity on it, it's got strong attack key consumption because I'm in high stance, and then it's got whirlwind kick, which is the knees that I was doing. So these two things were very, very good at doing key damage to the boss, and that's what I used because my damage wasn't good enough. Fun fact, in this game for some reason, I don't remember the last one working like this, when you unlock mystic skills in your skill tree, you have to go into skill customization to turn them on. So I was playing the game without mystic skills on until today, and I turned them on and I beat the boss, because I got such an advantage from having them. So please don't do the mistake I made. My gun gave me equipment lightness, air damage, but I don't know if that even affects your weapons. I never really knew much about that in the old game, but I wear it because I think it might. My other gun should have been a cannon. my cannon was familiarity damage with a C, sorry. Should have been that, but it wasn't for whatever reason. Then I crafted all my armor, because in this game, guys, at level 1, when you get the blueprints for something, it lowers the level requirement, so you can wear them even when you're low level, which is really good. So I looked to see which one gave me the advantage I was looking for, and backstab damage was on all my armor. So I crafted level 149 or 150 armor. This did make a difference, guys, even at level 1. This meant that certain hits, as long as they didn't counter hit me, didn't kill me instantly. However, if you get counter hit, you're still dying one hit from almost everything the boss has. But there are a lot of things you can survive if you do it right. So wearing armor makes a massive difference, but I would just recommend not getting hit if you can. And it's very possible to do it, it's just the fight's so long it's easy to make mistakes, and there's certain moves in that fight that are so ridiculously overpowered. But as you can see, faster winded, it let me guard that. Elemental guarding was already on the armor. I didn't buy that because it's purple. I don't like changing it unless there's something good. That did come in handy. That let me block the final phase, but I didn't want to block the final phase. I wanted to do my own thing. That was tenacity, but I never got that talisman from the first game that kills you but makes your damage amazing. Backstab damage again. Attack plus 20, rage duration, which I have no idea what that is. Running speed. If it were up to me, guys, every single piece of armor would have running speed, because I love running speed, but I couldn't do it. Stuff on that. I was using a shoulder strap that had both burn, because the monkey burns the boss and actually lands burn quite a lot, and then melee damage against paralyzed opponents. You saw from the fight my paralytic ground fire setup. If you put 2 of them down, you can usually trap the boss and then get a quick EA on his back and do 5,000 damage or something. I can't do that because changing weapon took too much time, and then a lot of the times I missed the sweet spot and it did the wrong damage, so I just went with the Kusa or using the Soul Cause for a bit of damage, and then that's just more paralysis focused. I didn't really do much with these because I didn't really see a point. It wasn't really going to help. Another thing though that I was messing about with a lot is I had a lot of setups here. So if I change this by sort by is it type? Sort by type. So look at that sword. That sword is designed, I didn't even get a chance to use it, it was like a placebo swapping between weapons. That sword's designed to do mid-attack key damage, hopefully. I was going to use that, never did. Then we come over to the Kusas. I made like 5 different Kusas. So... that was... no, that's new, that. That was one of them. Final blow damage, if that was grapple it would have done better. Look at the strong attack key consumption and the high attack break. If the high attack break was high attack damage, that would have been fucking sick. But I couldn't get it. This one, look at that. Reaper damage, grapple damage, active skill key damage. That one was amazing. I was, you know, swapping between them when I died and stuff to keep me sane a little bit. Look at that one. Melee key damage, imbue paralysis, and then easier paralysis stuff, and then high attack damage. These are not the best weapons in the world, guys, but for where we were, you couldn't get a weapon stronger than 150. Just didn't exist. So, I made like 5 different Kusas, and I just messed around with those things. For the people who are interested in my skill trees aren't really that interesting, but the thing I need to tell people is a full playthrough of this game gave me 6 samurai points. I removed all my samurai points to get that. Increases key damage dealt by certain active skills by 20%. I put that on the whirlwind kick on the Kusa. That's why I was doing so much damage with my knees against his key bar. The final boss is super weak to key damage. That was a game changer when I did that. I recommend it very highly. And then other than that, it's all pretty simple stuff, you know, nothing too crazy on that. My stats, for anybody wondering, are that. My agility's B? Oh my god, I've been running around with B agility and I didn't even realise. Wow. That just goes to show how much I've been just completely triggered. I did that with B agility. That's insane. Why did I do that? I should have been A. I can't believe I've just done that with B agility. I did feel like I was slower. I was getting really frustrated and I couldn't think why. I suppose the weight adds up, doesn't it? God damn. Well, that was a mistake. I always do A agility, guys, it's kind of my thing, but fuck it, I did it. All that matters. I recommend A agility too. A agility is the best in the game. I always do it on every build, except for this one apparently, because I was so triggered. Anyhow, I had 914 HP, I had 1117 key, 297 key recovery, and I don't know what that anima stat is, 11.5 out of double zeros. Not too sure. My attack was 976 without the Guardian Spirit? No, that's with Guardian Spirit. And there you go. Something that's really important that I want to show too before I forget here, I want to take some shit off, man. You know, all this heavy shit on. Where's my, like, super light stuff? Give me that. Has that made me green? There we go. It was, oh my gosh. It was like one outfit that did it. God, I can't believe I did that. Lol. That's so funny. Anyhow, something that was really important too that you undoubtedly noticed and thought, Jesus Christ, you're using Phantom. Didn't want to use Phantom, guys, but I noticed something. This helped too. So if you look at what this thing has. Look at this. 20% extra key damage. The only reason I have this on is because of that. The problem, however, this thing is weird, and I don't know why it does this, but this animal, when you get hit, sometimes it triggers yokai mode. I've never used yokai mode in this game until the time you saw me try that grapple in the playthrough, and it kept transforming me when I was taking hits. And I got a couple of runs where I was really close to beating the boss, but I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to have that mode active, and I can't turn it off. I don't know how to turn it off. I didn't even know it was there. I don't know why it does it. I don't know why, but for some reason that one turns on when you block or when you fuck up, and it just like fucking keeps you alive, which is really handy. I'd have beat the boss on like 2 attempts if I'd have had that, but I don't want to use that. The point of this is not about just winning at any cost. It's winning under my criteria, and my criteria is retarded. So I would have loved to keep going with the feral because I like that one, but if I could have transferred that ability to this, that would have been sick. One of the things I think this game should have done, I think all these abilities should be active without leveling, and then afterwards, the more you level, the bigger the bonuses are. Because it'd be really nice if we'd get something at level 1, because you don't get anything, man. Nobody plays these games at level 1. Except for, I saw a Revenant called Max. I saw you, Max. He was level 1 in the Golden Castle, which is like 3rd to last level in the game. Level 1 guy. You're a beast, Max. Respect. But there it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the ending. Thank you very much for watching my Nioh 2 level 1 blind playthrough. Wow. It's going to take some time to get my head around this one. By far not the hardest thing I've done, but that final boss was incredibly tedious. And that boss is not difficult. It's not difficult. People are going to tell you it's difficult. It's like Sekiro difficult. You know, where everyone thinks it's difficult, but they're wrong. That's how I feel about that guy. Cheap motherfucker. Thank you for watching again. You take care now.